The Project Gutenberg ebook of Struwwelpeter, Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. Title: Struwwelpeter, Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Author: Heinrich Hoffmann. Release date: April 1, 2004. Ebook number 12116. Most recently updated, December 14, 2020. Language: English. Credits: produced by Suzanne Schell, Sandra Brown, and the online distributed. Proofreading team. Start of the Project Gutenberg ebook Struwwelpeter, Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Transcriber's note: this book was first published in German in 1844, and in English translation in 1848. This edition was not dated. Struwwelpeter, Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Heinrich Hoffmann. Frederick Warne & Co., Inc., New York. Contents: Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Shock-Headed Peter. Cruel Frederick. The Dreadful Story of Harriet and the Matches. The Story of the Inky Boys. The Story of the Man That Went Out Shooting. The Story of Little Suck a Thumb. The Story of Augustus, who would not have any soup. The Story of Fidgety Philip. The Story of Johnny Head in Air. The Story of Flying Robert. Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. When the children have been good. That is, be it understood. Good at mealtimes, good at play. Good all night and good all day. They shall have the pretty things Merry Christmas always brings. Naughty, romping girls and boys. Tear their clothes and make a noise. Spoil their pinafores and frocks. And deserve no Christmas bucks. Such as these shall never look at this pretty picture book. Shock-Headed Peter. Just look at him. There he stands. With his nasty hair and hands. See. His nails are never cut. They are grimmed as black as soot. And the sloven, I declare, never once has combed his hair. Anything to me is sweeter than to see Shock-Headed Peter. Cruel Frederick. Here is cruel Frederick, see. A horrid wicked boy was he. He caught the flies, poor little things. And then tore off their tiny wings. He killed the birds, and broke the chairs. And threw the kitten down the stairs. And oh, far worse than all beside, he whipped his Mary, till she cried. The trough was full, and faithful Tray came out to drink one sultry day. He wagged his tail, and wet his lip, when cruel Fred snatched up a whip, and whipped poor Tray till he was sore, and kicked and whipped him more and more. At this, good Tray grew very red, and growled, and bit him till he bled. Then you should only have been by, to see how Fred did scream and cry. So Frederick had to go to bed. His leg was very sore and red. The doctor came, and shook his head, and made a very great to-do, and gave him nasty physic too. But good dog Tray is happy now. He has no time to say bow wow. He seats himself in Frederick's chair, and laughs to see the nice things there. The soup he swallows, sup by sup, and eats the pies and puddings up. The Dreadful Story of Harriet and the Matches. It almost makes me cry to tell what foolish Harriet befell. Mama and nurse went out one day and left her all alone at play. Now, on the table close at hand, a box of matches chanced to stand. And kind mamma and nurse had told her that, if she touched them, they would scold her. But Harriet said, "Oh, what a pity! For, when they burn, it is so pretty. They crackle so, and spit, and flame." Mamma, too, often does the same. The pussy cats heard this, and they began to hiss, and stretch their claws, and raise their paws. "Meow," they said, "meow, meow. You'll burn to death, if you do so." But Harriet would not take advice. She lit a match, it was so nice. It crackled so, it burned so clear. Exactly like the picture here. She jumped for joy and ran about, and was too pleased to put it out. The pussy cat saw this, and said, "Oh, naughty, naughty miss," and stretched their claws, and raised their paws. "'Tis very, very wrong, you know. Meow, 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 meow. You will be burned, if you do so. And see. Oh, what dreadful thing. The fire has caught her apron string. Her apron burns, her arms, her hair. She burns all over everywhere." Then how the pussy cats did mew. What else, poor pussies, could they do? They screamed for help, 'twas all in vain. So then they said, "We'll scream again. Make haste, meow, meow. She'll burn to death, we told her so." So she was burnt, with all her clothes, and arms, and hands, and eyes, and nose, till she had nothing more to lose, except her little scarlet shoes. And nothing else but these was found among her ashes on the ground. And when the good cat sat beside the smoking ashes, how they cried! "Meow, meow, meow, meow. What will mamma and Nissy do?" Their tears ran down their cheeks so fast. They made a little pond at last. The story of the inky boys. As he had often done before, the woolly-headed blackamoor one nice fine summer's day went out to see the shops, and walk about. And, as he found it hot, poor fellow, he took with him his green umbrella. Then Edward, little noisy wag, ran out and laughed, and waved his flag. And William came in jacket trim, and brought his wooden hoop with him. And Arthur, too, snatched up his toys, and joined the other naughty boys. So, one and all set up a roar, and laughed and hooted more and more, and kept on singing only think. "Oh, Blacky, you're as black as ink." Now tall Agrippa lived close by. So tall, he almost touched the sky. He had a mighty inkstand, too, in which a great goose feather grew. He called out in an angry tone, "Boys, leave the blackamoor alone. For, if he tries with all his might, he cannot change from black to white." But, ah! They did not mind a bit what great Agrippa said of it, but went on laughing, as before, and hooting at the blackamoor. Then great Agrippa foams with rage. Look at him on this very page. He seizes Arthur, seizes Ned, takes William by his little head, and they may scream and kick and call. Into the ink he dips them all. Into the inkstand, 1, 2, 3. Till they are black as black can be. Turn over now, and you shall see. See, there they are, and there they run. The blackamoor enjoys the fun. They have been made as black as crows. Quite black all over, eyes and nose, and legs, and arms, and heads, and toes, and trousers, pinafores, and toys. The silly little inky boys. Because they set up such a roar, and teased the harmless blackamoor. The story of the man that went out shooting. This is the man that shoots the hares. This is the coat he always wears. With game bag, powder horn, and gun. He's going out to have some fun. He finds it hard, without a pair of spectacles, to shoot the hare. The hare sits snug in leaves and grass, and laughs to see the green man pass. Now, as the sun grew very hot, and he a heavy gun had got, he lay down underneath a tree, and went to sleep, as you may see. And, while he slept like any top, the little hare came, hop, 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 took gun and spectacles, and then, on her hind legs went off again. The green man wakes and sees her place the spectacles upon her face. And now she's trying all she can to shoot the sleepy, green coat man. He cries and screams and runs away. The hare runs after him all day, and hears him call out everywhere, "Help! Fire! Help! The hare! The hare!" At last he stumbled at the well, head over ears, and in he fell. The hare stopped short, took aim and, hark! Bang went the gun, she missed her mark. The poor man's wife was drinking up her coffee in her coffee cup. The gun shot cup and saucer through. "Oh dear," cried she, "what shall I do?" There lived close by the cottage there the hare's own child, the little hare. And while she stood upon her toes, the coffee fell and burned her nose. "Oh dear," she cried, with spoon in hand. "Such fun I do not understand." The story of Little Suck a Thumb. One day Mama said, "Conrad, dear, I must go out and leave you here. But mind now, Conrad, what I say. Don't suck your thumb while I'm away. The great tall tailor always comes to little boys who suck their thumbs. And ere they dream what he's about, he takes his great sharp scissors out and cuts their thumbs clean off, and then, you know, they never grow again." Mama had scarcely turned her back. The thumb was in, alack! Alack! The door flew open, in he ran. The great, long, red-legged scissor man. "Oh! Children, see! The tailor's come!" And caught out Little Suck a Thumb. Snip! Snap! Snip! The scissors go. And Conrad cries out, "Oh! Oh! Oh! Snip! Snap! Snip!" They go so fast that both his thumbs are off at last. Mama comes home, there Conrad stands, and looks quite sad, and shows his hands. "Ah," said Mama, "I knew he'd come. To naughty Little Suck a Thumb." The story of Augustus, who would not have any soup. Augustus was a chubby lad. Fat ruddy cheeks Augustus had, and everybody saw with joy the plump and hearty, healthy boy. He ate and drank as he was told, and never let his soup get cold. But one day, one cold winter's day, he screamed out, "Take the soup away! Oh, take the nasty soup away! I won't have any soup today." Next day, now look, the picture shows how lank and lean Augustus grows. Yet, though he feels so weak and ill, the naughty fellow cries out still, "Not any soup for me, I say! Oh, take the nasty soup away! I won't have any soup today." The third day comes, oh what a sin! To make himself so pale and thin. Yet, when the soup is put on table, he screams, as loud as he is able, "Not any soup for me, I say! Oh, take the nasty soup away! I won't have any soup today." Look at him, now the fourth day's come. He scarcely weighs a sugar plum. He's like a little bit of thread. And, on the fifth day, he was dead. The story of Fidgety Philip. Let me see if Philip can be a little gentleman. Let me see if he is able to sit still for once at table. Thus Papa bade Phil behave, and Mama looked very grave. But fidgety Phil, he won't sit still. He wriggles and giggles, and then, I declare, swings backwards and forwards, and tilts up his chair, just like any rocking horse. Philip, I am getting cross. See the naughty, restless child, growing still more rude and wild, till his chair falls over quite. Philip screams with all his might, catches at the cloth, but then, that makes matters worse again. Down upon the ground they fall, glasses, plates, knives, forks, and all. How Mama did fret and frown when she saw them tumbling down, and Papa made such a face. Philip is in sad disgrace. Where is Philip, where is he? Fairly covered up, you see. Cloth and all are lying on him. He has pulled down all upon him. What a terrible to-do! Dishes, glasses, snapped in two. Here a knife, and there a fork. Philip, this is cruel work. Table all so bare, and poor Papa, and poor Mama look quite cross, and wonder how they shall have their dinner now. The story of Johnny Head in Air, as he trudged along to school. It was always Johnny's rule to be looking at the sky and the clouds that floated by. But what just before him lay in his way, Johnny never thought about, so that every one cried out, "Look at little Johnny there! Little Johnny Head in Air!" Running just in Johnny's way came a little dog one day. Johnny's eyes were still astray, up on high in the sky, and he never heard them cry, "Johnny, mind, the dog is nigh." Bump! Dump! Down they fell, with such a thump, dog and Johnny in a lump. Once, with head as high as ever, Johnny walked beside the river. Johnny watched the swallows trying which was cleverest at flying. Oh, what fun! Johnny watched the bright round sun going in and coming out. This was all he thought about. So he strode on, only think, to the river's very brink, where the bank was high and steep, and the water very deep, and the fishes, in a row, stared to see him coming so. One step more. Oh, sad to tell, headlong in poor Johnny fell, and the fishes, in dismay, wagged their tails and swam away. There lay Johnny on his face, with his nice red writing case. But, as they were passing by, two strong men had heard him cry, and, with sticks, these two strong men hooked poor Johnny out again. Oh, you should have seen him shiver when they pulled him from the river. He was in a sorry plight, dripping wet, and such a fright. Wet all over, everywhere. Clothes, and arms, and face, and hair. Johnny never will forget what it is to be so wet. And the fishes, 1, 2, 3, are come back again, you see. Up they came the moment after, to enjoy the fun and laughter. Each popped out his little head, and, to tease poor Johnny, said, "Silly little Johnny, look. You have lost your writing book." The story of flying. Robert. When the rain comes tumbling down, in the country or the town, all good little girls and boys stay at home and mind their toys. Robert thought, no, when it pours, it is better out of doors. Rain it did, and in a minute, Bob was in it. Here you see him, silly fellow, underneath his red umbrella. What a wind! Oh, how it whistles through the trees and flowers and thistles. It has caught his red umbrella. Now look at him, silly fellow. Up he flies. To the skies. No one heard his screams and cries. Through the clouds the rude wind bore him. And his hat flew on before him. Soon they got to such a height. They were nearly out of sight. And the hat went up so high that it nearly touched the sky. No one ever yet could tell where they stopped, or where they fell. Only this one thing is plain. Bob was never seen again. End of the Project Gutenberg ebook. Struwwelpeter, Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Updated editions will replace the previous one. The old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works. So the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the General Terms of Use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. To protect the Project Gutenberg trademark concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose, such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances, and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start, full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work. To protect the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works, by using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg, you agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark. Electronic Works. 1.a. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to, and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property trademark/copyright agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation or PGLOF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg. 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied, or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark. Trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4. Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark. 1.e.5. Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the project. Gutenberg Trademark License 1.e.6. You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee, or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7. Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying, or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark works, unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8. You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, provided that you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark works calculated using the method you already used to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark works. 1.e.9. If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f. 1.f.1. Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects, such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate, or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2 Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the project. Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the project. Gutenberg trademark, and any other party distributing a project. Gutenberg trademark electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs, and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3 Limited right of replacement or refund, if you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing, without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4 Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5 Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6 Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion, and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs, and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur: a. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark work, b. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark work, and c. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark. Project Gutenberg trademark is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers, including obsolete, old, middle-aged, and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see Sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the State of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, Utah 841-16801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact. Section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork, and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways including checks, online payments, and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the U.S. unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks. Struwwelpeter. Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Heinrich Hoffmann. Frederick Warren & Co., Inc., New York. Contents. Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Shock-Headed Peter. Cruel Frederick. The Dreadful Story of Harriet and the Matches. The Story of the Inky Boys. The Story of the Man That Went Out Shooting. The Story of Little Suck-a-Thumb. The Story of Augustus, who would not have any soup. The Story of Fidgety Philip. The Story of Johnny Head in Air. The Story of Flying Robert. The full Project Gutenberg license.